Welcome back, everybody. I'm Canadian Moose Plays, and this is City Skylines 2 Early Access Gameplay. Super excited to bring this all to you, but we got to talk about something because you might have noticed that the build looks a little bit different, and this is for a rather silly reason. I thought it was smart, with all my knowledge, all my 10,000 hours in City Skylines 1, to create one save file, which I then overwrote with another gameplay playthrough. So that was great. That was incredible. Yeah, we lost the city. So apologies for that, but I'm way happier with this build, to be honest. As it usually goes, I find in City Skylines 1 that whatever you build after is usually better, and it would make sense that it would be the case for a City Skylines 2. So here we are, just flying around showing off that build for all of you. And we're going for a little bit of a mixture here. Those homes there, that's European-themed low residential, but we are using American-themed low residential that you're now seeing as well, too. And I'm going to mix it up with the apartments. I had a lot of questions. I posted a thread asking for what you all want to see. While I couldn't include everything, obviously, because we're limited to 30 minutes, I tried my best to focus on the things that were commented the most. And a lot of people were asking about a different mixed zoning, like what the buildings look like with different mixes, this and that. And so I tried to kind of show that off and do a focal point on that. So there you go. You got a good little overview of the build of what I built off screen. And I brought it up to the milestone that we were at. So if you remember from the last video, goal was to reach Grand Village. So here is Grand Village that we hit from the last video. Now we're allowed to hit up to Big Town. I didn't hit it in this video because it's yeah, no, I didn't even get close, I don't think. It just takes a while to level up because it's XP based, not population based, but not like we have a huge population anyways. We're gonna kick things off though with the meta here with the wind turbines. Spam them down, reach your goal. And then we've kickstarted the first one, but I think this is kind of just where we stay with this one. It's not really my playstyle to launch and speed build and cruise through this. I'm going to show you the game the way that I play, and if you like that, there's plenty of other City Skylines content and series to check out. Likewise, if you're enjoying the content, like and subscribe would mean the absolute heckin' world to me. We're all City Skylines here all the time. And yeah, the support would mean the absolute heckin' world to me, but only if you like the content. So we're going to kick it, well, we've already kicked it off, but we're going to dive in here with the district creation tool and showcase that to all of you, which I think is really cool. It uses kind of a node basis there. And I think it allows much more fine-grained control over it. So we're going to create our downtown district there, and we're going to add some policies to it. I think I go for all of them here, so energy consumption awareness first, and then recycling as well too, and you get a little description of what they do and what they add. The other thing is I did the speed bumps one, but visually I haven't seen any speed bumps, so I don't know, I feel like that one might be like a text only. I don't know that it has like actual visual impact in game. Or if it does, I haven't found it yet. And then we're going to kick it off with education. Had a lot of people asking about education. We don't get much done. It's just this elementary school, but we're going to start to dive into that. And there will be a part 3 again, so make sure that if you do subscribe, if you like the content, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any more of the future content and everything City Skylines. Then I'm going to try and fit some parking in here. They're interesting sizes. I do wish there was more variety with the parking, especially with sizes, but we end up making it fit over here by the side. And I think that one's fenced off too, which I kind of like. It's like more of a private, like for the school type parking. But the big thing that we unlocked as well too is a mixed use residential, which is really cool, like high density mixed use residential. We're going to show that off as well too at a point here. Really enjoyed that. But we're going to continue our theme here with European housing, because I figure, you know what, they kind of work well. Like the European and North American themes, from what I've seen, they go really well together and they work really well with each other. So I figure, you know, it's a showcase build, right? It's early access. So why don't we show off both of them and give you guys a little flavor of here's European, here's North American for all of you. We also put a huge roundabout there too that you could see at the start of the city there. I'm really happy with that entrance. I forgot to mention as well too, the map is the same though, so I kept the map the same. It's just obviously the build's different, but we kept the idea the same. No highway right off the bat. So no interchange that's been destroyed, and we're going for more of a more realistic, you know, there's quite a few cities out there, small towns especially, that they don't start with like a highway interchange, right? More so the highway plays a major role near what would be the main street. I couldn't find a spot for the high school, and I had intended to go back to it, but I found the 30-minute time limit really hard to fit in here because I didn't want to speed up the footage for all of you. My typical videos, you know, we speed up the footage, I build for maybe 3 to 4 hours, and then I edit that down, and there's your video, right? But I didn't want to do that for this one because I want you to see in real time as we build and allow you guys to get a better sense of the game, how it feels, how it plays, how it progresses, and what the speed of that is, at least for me and my style. So I didn't want to do that or use that to my advantage. So without that, hitting the 30-minute time limit was definitely made it harder to record the videos for sure. But I'm super grateful for the early access. I just wish that we didn't have a 30-minute time limit for it. So we're coming in here, we're placing the bus depot because I had a heck ton of people asking for transit. We all want transit. I heard you loud and clear, so we're going to mess with it. We don't get into trams in this episode again. I was hoping to get it in. 30-minute time limit came as a detriment there on that part. But I also kind of started to figure that, like, I don't know that I'm going to do trams in this one. There's plenty of other creators that have done awesome stuff with trams. Looking at you, infrastructurist, but buses. I want to keep this, you know, to rural Canada, and because it's a city that I think exists in Canada somewhere, like Manitoba or Alberta. Although it's got too many nouns for Manitoba, but you know. So we're placing the stops here. We're going to be showcasing you guys all the North American stuff here. So we're going with the North American bus stops, and I'm using both of them so that you will get a look at how they both look. I will zoom into them after. Obviously, you can't see them now, but we're going to use the shelter and the stop signs, and they look really good. Really North American. It's cool, but I love transit in this game. I was about to say in this video, like this movie. No, I love transit in City Skylines 2. And the sequel, oh my god, they nailed it. Especially with the way that you draw out the lines using waypoints. Also, there's the stop one, so that's the sign as well. But the way that they kind of did it, it's absolutely phenomenal. You can also add bus only, so it's bus and taxi only to the roads if you want. We don't add any of those. It's not really a thing that I see in the cities here. There's I could think of 2 spots in Vancouver that are painted red. We don't really do it for bus stuff here. It's more so just in white paint, it says bus lane or whatever, or there'll be a big sign, right? But I'm going to come in and place these across the street here just so that we can do the loop effect for the transit and get more options in there as well, too, for future lines and whatever stuff we do in part 3 of this series as well, too. And it's a 3-part series as well, so the final one, part 3, will be the final video. But this has been a really cool experience. I'm so honored being a smaller and newer creator to have an opportunity like this. It blows me away. So cool. So we got all the stops in. That means it's time to create the line, and this is they've nailed it. So you can add waypoints to help guide your buses as well too, the way that you want, and I think that's such a smart idea. It gives you a lot more control over creating the lines, but also maintaining that the buses go the way that you want, because sometimes they do wonky things in Cities 1. And this allows you to kind of bypass that. So you'll see me use it to my advantage here. Boom, waypoint, because I want it to cut down here and connect in there. Beautiful tool, and it just looks incredible, man. It felt really good to use. I'm absolutely blown away with it. I think that they did absolutely incredible with this one. And those waypoints are probably the coolest thing that they added, in my opinion. It just man, I wish we had that in Cities 1, you know? So excited for that. But now you're going to see the buses start to come out. So here they are, and you do have multiple options, or I guess 2 options. There's an option for regular bus, which you're currently seeing, but there is also an option for a electric bus. So maybe I'll show that off in the future there. We're going to stick with the OG non-electric buses because this is rural Canada, baby. And yeah. Well, I might show them off in a future one. They are really cool. Cool stuff. We're also going to mess with the trains as well, too, in this one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to mess with trams too much in this, unless I do. I might mess with it. I don't know what I'm going to do for a first series. I'll figure that out when we do a first series. It might be, we might put rural Canada A on a hold and do a Vancouver, Toronto style city. I think might be cool, but I'm really into rural cities. I don't know. Reminds me of home. Also, trying to place that station was a heckin' headache. It just kept wanting to snap, man. I was going crazy trying to place it that way. So we're going to end up flipping it and putting it on a road facing towards the river because I could not get it to do what I wanted. So here I am. You're watching these fine-grained movements here because we're trying to line it up with the track so it's perfectly straight. And it doesn't end up being perfectly straight. So if that's an issue for you, skip ahead in the video. It won't be perfectly straight. I do apologize. We tried. We got as close as we could. It is what it is. And that snapping, man, it's cool for a lot of things. But for this, I was like, hey, for the love of God, let me place this how I want it. But we end up getting it. This it's kind of painful watching this back. I didn't think that it took me this long. This is where it went, man. They give us 30 minutes. This is where the time went. This is why we can't have trams. This is why, you know? It's the little things like this, right? Because, well, as you can see, I didn't end up getting it straight anyway, so it is what it is. If that hurts your eyes, you know, fast forward a little bit, and then we'll connect, you know, when we're not in this spot, right? So naturally, I didn't really pay attention and read the assets at all, as one does. You know, I'm one of those people that subs some mods on the workshop and doesn't read the descriptions and then wonders why everything's broken. So naturally, that occurs here in Cities 2, and I didn't read that you need a depot when we create the line. So we're going to create a line so that we can get trains up and moving around. Now, I don't know how intercity trains work because I didn't see any trains except the trains that I manually drew. Like I'll draw a line as you'll see coming up here, and the trains came in, but I didn't see any intercity trains. So I don't know how that works, if that's even a thing. Maybe it's not a thing because you have to have another connection, but I mean, the trains could stop in reverse, so that, you know, they should be able to access this. Or maybe it's something that I just missed. I'm sure somebody will comment about it. Maybe they saw something in another creator's video and they'll comment below. We'll get that sorted for the next episode, but I do end up drawing a train line, at which point it says that I need which makes sense. This is how the game functions now, right? Is that you need these depots for things. If you're doing a metro, for example, you had to place a metro depot, and that's where the cars come from, but I forgot about that, you know, being so used to City Skylines 1 that I just naturally assumed drawing a train line, which we're going to draw here, from the station to the outside connection and then back, would result in trains auto-spawning, but I needed to place down the cargo station, which we did place. You did see me place it for a second and then demolish it. Again, it's similar to Cities 1 in the sense that you place it, you get the train station unlocked, and then I just went ahead and deleted it. But this actually led to a really, really cool part in the build that's going to happen here. So you're going to see me start to figure out, we do some build-in upgrades as we usually do, which look absolutely gorgeous, right? Gonna reconnect the road first, though. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's paint this road using the new road tools. We're going to add grass strips to each side there, and then we're going to come in and add the trees as well, and that's the intro to the city there, right? The roads there. Should look really cool. I'm actually really happy with this build over. I liked what we had built before, don't get me wrong, but I'm much, much happier with this, if I'm being honest. So here's, there we are, just showing off some of the stuff from Tiny Town there as well. So pause the video if you want to check out what's in there. You can pause it, take a look, dive into it that way as well. But yeah, we're going to do some zoning here. So we're going to mess around with the mixed-use zoning that I think is really cool. And again, going back to the fact that I had a lot of comments saying, hey, can you show off varying types and sizes of zoned assets? I tried to do that in this episode. So I hope for the people that were asking, this covers it. I tried to include variations as much as I could. Different sizes, so you'll see some small ones, some big ones. And I think I did a good job at it. Obviously, there's more that I could do, but, you know, I tried my best to show that off. The small ones look really good, by the way. The mixed-use buildings that are small, they looked so good. We're going to come in here now and just fill out all this empty space with the European low-density buildings as well. They look... Man, I feel like I kind of like the... the European low-density one's better, if I'm being honest. I'm going to come in here and start to fill in this block as well, too. And this is where we're going to start to show off some of the European options as well. And they blend beautifully with the North American one. So we're going to use European instead for a mixed use and a high-density residential. Yeah, it just ends up looking absolutely heckin' gorgeous there. But then we're going to also blend it with some American row houses that you'll see. I'm going to come in and swap that out for the American row houses because I think they look really, really cool. But first, we got to do surface parking. Because come on, this is, you know, it's a more rural-ish, not really rural. It's a small city, honestly, but you know, it's a smaller city build. We gotta do parking everywhere, right? So I'm going to dezone that. We're going to put the row houses in here back and against the park in there. Because I think the row houses, I don't know, there's something about like a row house with like a brick side against a beautiful, beautiful surface parking lot that just makes the heart sing, you know? And then we're going to demolish that building because just like in Cities 1, when people complain and go abandoned, we demolish them. Say goodbye. We don't want you. Get out. Leave. But no, I'm really happy with that. So here we go. Look at the variations of the buildings, hey? Like the European ones, they honestly work great alongside the North American ones. And then here's a couple varying mixed-use buildings. So we have 2 different zoning types there, different sizes as well, and they look absolutely gorgeous. Like the assets in this game are stunning, absolutely stunning. They're assets that when we have mods, assuming that, you know, modders can make mods for this game, which I'm sure they can, but assuming that we get the mods that we're used to, you know, things like find it and move it, I don't see myself transitioning away from the vanilla assets the way I do in vanilla City Skylines. This stuff looks absolutely gorgeous. Like and it obviously, you know, with the newer graphics, I'm sure that impacted it and helped a lot. But I think it looks absolutely heckin' stunning, these assets. And they're things that I don't want to, like, I'm just going to keep using, you know, even, you know, we get a huge workshop full of stuff. I'm going to use it down there. So here we come in with the train line, and we're going to create our train path here so that we can get the trains up and running. And this is where I encounter some of the fun stuff. So we're going to drag the line out, and we're going to complete our circuit that we created here. And in doing so, I get a cool notification that I hadn't seen yet. Boom. And I remember looking at this being like, buses? What is this? No vehicles, because there's no depot, right? We placed the depot, unlocked the train station, deleted the depot, came back to the train station and wonder why the vehicles aren't spawning. It starts to click in my head now at this moment, remembering Moose, you watched the dev diary, you reacted to it on stream, you know what to do. But this comes back to a comment that I got that I completely forgot about for this episode, so I'm really happy that this happened. You can purchase tiles outside of your city now. You're not stuck to like the tiles that are associated with your starting tile. You can purchase tiles anywhere on the map. So I figured, well, this is a rural build. We should have small towns all over the place. Why don't we do another city within this build? A small city based around this rail depot. You know, an industrial town, right? And I start to think here, like, are we really going to do this? Do we have enough time? I'm probably just going to cut this footage out, right? Like, I don't know that I'll be able to pull this off. But we did in one episode, so the footage might be a bit... I wanted to keep it all in, right? So you might see areas where we like pause a bit that normally I would cut out, but I wanted to bring you all on this journey for me because I didn't think we'd be able to pull this off with the time limit we had. You know, if you look at how deep into the video we are already, and I'm actually blown away that we even managed to pull this off and get it to function, you know, in this 30-minute time limit without having to cut and edit stuff out. So you're going to see me flying around here trying to figure out the perfect spot for it, and we're going to look for where rail meets road. And we've got this beautiful, beautiful little plot here near the spot where the water leads out to the ocean there. And we're going to unlock this. And the coolest thing is that you can just start a city there. So when we talk about scale in City Skylines 2, the scale feels massive in this. You know, I see a lot of people breaking down like, here's the size of Cities 1 and here's the size of Cities 2. And is it that much bigger? It feels massive. And I think this ability to just bounce around the map as you unlock stuff and create new towns, holy heck am I excited. Like, I'm blown away by that. It's such a cool addition to the game. And it's something that I think a lot of players are going to benefit from. Like, console players are in for the hugest W with this game. Which, cool, fun fact, if you didn't know, I got my start in this game on console, so I played this game on console for about a year before I switched over to the PC, which is really cool. So I can relate, you know, bits to console players. Y'all are in for a huge W with this game, I'll say that now. So we're going to terraform this out as we naturally would, and this brings me to another huge point. Contour lines are back in the game! Man, people were freaking out over it. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm so happy to see that they are in the game. Just a huge W. Also, this build right here is probably part of the reason why, like, everything you do in build leads to XP, but definitely getting sidetracked by this build. you know, threw a wrench in plans to try and progress the city as much. So we don't hit the milestone goal. It's not really a goal. It's like you can build up to here, but you don't have to in our videos for our guidelines for the Cities 2 content. But yeah, we don't hit it. We don't even get close, man. So go check out Egg real quick if you want to see what it's like to hit the limit, and then you come back here. You come back, check out the video, and then you know it's all good, right? But I had a feeling that we were not gonna hit it. I didn't expect to fail this miserably, but it's not. You know, it is what it is, right? We're going to come in here and just zone out a small town. We're just place commercial along what would be the main street and then zone in some residential just so that it has a purpose here. I could have just placed the rail station or the rail yard, but I wanted to give it a purpose, a reason for why it's out here. Plus, this ended up being like, here it is. Here's a look at like you can create multiple cities around your map, unlocking these little tiles. They don't have to be big, you know, like that is... Man, it has me excited because, you know, I'm somebody that doesn't really play vanilla, right? If you watched my other series before, you know that I play much more, you know, on the modded side and on the realistic side. But this game has me intrigued to, like, I don't really want to mod stuff out from this game, man. It's just really, really cool. Like, I feel like I can do the cities I want without having to mod out so much stuff, which is just really, really cool to see. So we're going to give the city natural services that it needs. Obviously, we place the water tower, and then we place sewage. And we're going to connect that up there so that they had those services connected. It didn't look like it needed power, and I'm going to assume that that's because the train tracks actually transfer power, which is really cool. Therefore, connected into the roads. Therefore, our regular power grid at the start, like at our main city, is also powering this one, which is really, really cool to see. But we built this whole city for the rail yard, so let's get the heckin' rail yard placed in this build. Yeah, because it's, I don't know, it's a cool little, like, industrial town, you know? Also, I don't know how I didn't mention this, but I hope you all enjoy the name of this town. I named this in honor of City Planner Plays. The city is named for you, City Planner Plays. I don't know that he watches my videos or I know he knows who I am because he followed me on Twitter. But this is for you. If you happen to be watching this City Planner, this is the name of the city. It's for you. Strode, by the way, Strode. And if you know, you know. If you don't, Not Just Bikes actually has a great video on it, and you should watch that. So here we go. We're gonna get the we got the rail yard place, added road connections to it as well too, that stem straight from the highway leading into the main street of the city. And now we're gonna connect the rail in. Now I'll be honest, this isn't my most beautiful work because I was in a fight or flight mode, realizing that probably all this footage is gonna have to get cut because 30-minute time limit. And so I gotta rush and just get this done if I'm even gonna make it, and I don't think I'm gonna make it. You know, the inner monologue that can be a lot of fun. And lo and behold, I didn't need to panic at all, and could have probably made this a little bit better. Those are pretty sharp turns to be coming in, but at the end of the day, it does the job, right? I told you all in episode 1, this might not be my most beautiful city, but it's going to give you a showcase of ideas and things that could be beautiful from me in the future. You know, should we bring a rural Canada A to this build? But isn't this cool? A small little pocket town based around a rail yard, right? There's your industry jobs for people there. There's commercial jobs for other people, which is really cool. And the trains immediately, as you saw there, started to shoot out, and now they're going to come across, which gets me really excited because I'm really happy with the bridge and the rail connection that we have beside it there, because it's going to lead to some juicy cinematics that you're going to see in this video. Like it looks pretty heckin' fire. And if you made it this far as well, too, consider liking and subscribing. Even just likes, they really do help the video a lot. But of course, subscribing, we smashed our goal. Oh, and how am I not talking about this? When this video wraps, YouTube live stream. As soon as this video wraps up, there'll be a YouTube live stream, my first ever live stream to celebrate hitting 1,000 subscribers. So stick around for that. I'll be streaming Rural Canada A for everybody, and that's as soon as this video wraps up for all of you. So that's you know, super excited. But there it is. The train made it in. We got another train coming in, and they do look absolutely gorgeous coming across that bridge and interacting with the city. I think it looks super good. But another thing that you're seeing off camera there that you saw a little bit, that white, it snowed. It's apparently fall. It's 1 degree Celsius and it's raining. But it also snowed. So that's kind of cool. I imagine part 3 will be in full-blown winter. Like part 1 was summer, part 2's been fall, part 3 will be full send it into winter. I also want to give another reason for these two towns to be connected. So we got to bring in Greyhound. Even though British Columbia yeeted Greyhound, I thought it'd be a cool addition. So we've got intercity buses that could communicate between the two cities that we've created. And it seemed like a great, like, perfect rural Canadian edition, you know, these buses that connect up all these cities. And there's the snow. Yeah, it's crazy. Lots of snow going on. But no, I'm super happy with the look of this and the assets. And of course, demolish that one again because they're once again complaining, so you got to yeet them. And it seems like there's some decent train AI, right? The one train waited for the other train to get out, and then it went into the spot, and they didn't seem to be clipping through, which is really cool. I love the look of trains interacting with cities. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that's so cool. So here's a look at the milestone. We're going to unlock one more item here, I believe. Yeah, the parks. I didn't get enough time to show it off, so I spammed them down coming up here. Yeah, there just wasn't enough time. But then I watched the footage and I'm like, there was more time than I, you know, there was time. It's just that sometimes I'm just like watching, I'm like, man, I'm slow. Let's go, you know, but, you know, city building's not a race. It's about the journey, not the it's about the destination? No, it's about the journey, not the destination. Anyways, there's a cool building that I added some add-ons, and there's the snow. Look at it. Winter's coming. Winter is heckin' coming. Yeah, so there you go. Snow on the hills. It's coming for all of us, but the next episode will likely be, you know, full-blown winter, right? So I'm going to spam down some parks and catch up with you all in the live play. So we're going to do a short little live play, and then I've got a cool new outro for all of you. So I'll catch you all in the live play here shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to the live play portion of the episode and the beautiful city of Strode. When I went to record the cinematics, we hit a milestone. We hit the Boomtown. Just super cool. So here's some things that we got. Loan limit, textile, fiber, farming, heavy traffic ban, advanced pollution management. Also, I just realized people wanted to see industries in this episode, and I didn't do that. So that's cool. Yeah, here's the city. Here's some cool parks, some of the European themed homes. Elementary school that we got up to. Really happy with the rail as well, too. I think the rail looks heckin' immaculate the way the trains come through. But I'm going to wrap this video up a little bit differently this time from how I've done my normal videos. Let me know how you like it, but I thought that the best way to showcase this city and all the stuff that we've gotten up to, you know, with this being part 2 and the final part on the horizon now, is through the power of cinematic and some cool tunes, you know, some cool music. So I'm going to let the cinematics speak for themselves and sort of guide us out on this episode. Again, if you do enjoy the content here, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help out the video and the channel a lot. Plus, it's everything City Skylines. We've got early access to City Skylines 2, and we'll have a part 3 coming for all of you super soon. But some final things to look at when we wrap up. This bridge is really cool. Buses go over it. The trains are hot. And you can have multiple cities in this game. How cool is that? How cool is that? Like, look at that scale. Dude, the scale feels amazing in this game. Oh, I love that. Some homes went abandoned, you know? That's, boom, just like in Cities 1, yeah? I'm Canadian Moose Plays. Enjoy the cinematics as we wrap up, and I'll catch you all in another video really soon. Happy building, eh?
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please